The rise of the internet truly changed everything. In the mid to late 1990s, investors started getting wind of the innovation. Big-time companies from this era included powerhouses like Pets.com and Webvan. There was lots of money to be made if you got in. In the midst of the craziness, an innovative new film was created, Boiler Room. This is Ben from Last Resort Network. Welcome to another edition of Random Movie Reviews. Real Good was a little kinder to me this time, as it gave me a movie that has at least received decent reviews. Boiler Room stars Phoebe's little brother from Friends, Batman, and Dom from the Fast and Furious franchise. It also features several other actors who look vaguely familiar, and Nia Long stars as the world's highest paid secretary, Abby Halpert. Ben Younger directed this film. According to Letterboxd, his most popular directorial work is the Miles Teller-led Bleed for This, although he has only directed 3 films in his career. I like to think of this movie as the Wolf of Wall Street's great-grandfather, especially when you see Vin Diesel hype The Office with his wonderkind sales skills. The subject matter is similar, as well as the central location of the film. This movie also does not hide its influences, as it directly references Glengarry Glen Ross and Oliver Stone's Wall Street. It is interesting to note that Boiler Room was made exactly 13 years after Wall Street and 13 years before Wolf of Wall Street. Perhaps this indicates it's an underrated movie in the history of the sleazy finance bro genre. Seth Davis is a no-good punk kid who has dropped out of college and is running an illegal poker ring out of his house. This is the one thing in life he is good at. At one of his poker events, he meets 2 seemingly well-to-do clients who offer him a chance to level up with a rising brokerage firm, JT Marlin. This is a totally legit opportunity to make money fast. In fact, they promise new hires they will be a millionaire in a year or less. More importantly, it gives Seth a chance to gain what he really wants, his father's approval. We get all the cool elements of a movie themed around a pump and dump scheme. Finance bro parties. Vin Diesel quoting Gordon Gekko. Ben Affleck telling the trainees how worthless they are. However, the film is weirdly also a family drama. After all, Seth's main motive is pleasing his tough love father. There's referenced a specific moment in his life where Seth's father hurt him badly, and that seems to be Seth's main point of unresolved trauma. The relationship is a double-edged sword to the movie. It does give the viewer some emotional buy-in to care about the character of Seth, who is extremely gullible and just goes along with the crowd. On the flip side, the film is about dishonest people. The family element does often feel out of place in the film and seems at times like a moralistic justification for the film's existence. The other performances are decent. Vin Diesel offers the film's strongest performance in my opinion. This was Diesel's 6th film and caught him a year before his start with the Fast and Furious franchise. He's probably the most lovable of the Marlon bros and is always looking out for Seth. Giovanni Ribisi's performance as Seth is a little more scattered. Ribisi certainly fits the part he was cast in, but at some points he feels overmatched by the material. The scene where he breaks down in front of his father is particularly tough to watch. However, the scene where he lures family man Harry Reynard into the JT Marlin scheme is really riveting. Ben Affleck's appearances are more like glamorized cameos. They were probably able to do all his scenes in one day and slap him on the poster for marketing purposes. His performance isn't bad, but as critic Malcolm Johnson noted in his review of the movie, he proves no match when compared to Alec Baldwin in Glengarry Glen Ross.
A, B, C. A always be B, C closing. Always be closing. Always be closing.
The themes of the movie don't touch on anything groundbreaking, but they aren't horrible ideas to revisit. Obviously, it warns viewers against get-rich-quick schemes, especially tied to the stock market, and emotional investing. The most interesting thing I saw people discussing online was how JT Marlin employees were portrayed. Aside from Michael, the founder of JT Marlin, who knew exactly what he was doing, there's a willful ignorance shown in the other employees. While they don't necessarily view themselves as upstanding citizens, a lot of the employees appear to believe they work for a legitimate business. They are being conned along with the rest of the buyers, albeit with more of a chance of realizing what is actually happening. You witness this best when Seth confronts Vin Diesel's character Chris right before JT Marlin is raided by the FBI.
They brought my father in, you know? I mean, Chris, there was nothing I could do.
What did you do?
Chris, the FBI are gonna raid the place in 20 minutes.
Chris is truly shocked that the company is being investigated and believes that Seth would have had to rat them out on his own initiative. Another part of the script I was a little mixed on was the love triangle between Seth, Nia Long's character Abby Halpert, and Nicky Katz's Greg Weinstein. Greg is a truly unlikable character, and it is hard to imagine him ever being in a relationship with someone as nice and caring as Abby. He is also, for some reason, Seth's mentor, but gives no indication throughout the movie that he ever liked Seth in the first place, making you wonder why Chris is not training him. Kat's individual performance is pretty good, but the character's cruelness adds nothing to the movie and has fallen flat as the film has aged. Now we come to the film's final verdict. I'll give this one a watch. This one was a borderline decision. However, if you are interested in this topic or want to see a slice of cinema from this era, Boiler Room is not a bad option. On the Funometer, I'll rate this one a 6 out of 10. While the film missed at some opportunities to offer more humor and be a little more entertaining, it still offers some flashiness and a great soundtrack. Well, that's all, folks. Let me know if you decide to give Boiler Room a chance and what you think. Like and subscribe to follow the series further. Alright, this has been Ben from Last Resort Network. Join us next time for another random movie review.